Hello guys, you're welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make this beautiful handbag you're watching on the screen right now. I'll be showing you guys how to cut and sew it in this particular tutorial. I'll be showing you how to sew it, how to fix your zipper, and how to insert your lining on it as well. So I'll be showing you guys how to do that. So if you are interested in this kind of tutorial, continue watching this tutorial. Let's get into the tutorial without wasting much of our time. So here's the fabric I'll be using for this tutorial. For this bag, to make this bag, all you need is your fabric, any fabric of your choice. But for this particular handbag that I make, I use Mikado material. Then you are going to need this stay. This stay is what you are going to use to do your pattern, and at the same time we will need this fiber material. This is called fiber. This thing you see me touching is called fiber. When you get to the market, just tell them at the market that you want to buy fiber. They will give you, it have different sizes. It have 1 inches, it has 2 inches, and I think it has 3 inches as well. So depending on the one you want, this particular one I use is 2 inches. So the first thing I'm going to cut out is I'm going to cut out this normal stay. This is not art stay. This is just a normal stay. And the measurement we are working with today is 12 by 8 inches. That is the measurement we are working with today in this tutorial. That is, this our bag, this arm bag is 12 by 8 inches. So you're going to cut 2 pieces of this stay. You are going to need 2 pieces of it. Just follow how I'm doing it and you will definitely get it because it's very simple. So after you are done with cutting it out, the next thing we are going to do is everything is the same thing. It's just 12 by 8 inches. So the next thing you are going to do now, from this part here, from the length, from the side that is 12, that's why I'm trying to measure it out so that I will not do mistake. From the part that is 12 inches, I measure out 3 inches. Then I come to this other side as well. I measure out 3 inches by 1.5. Then at this side, just watch how I'm doing it. 3 inches by 1.5. The same thing with this place as well. Then I'll just cuff it. All I'm just doing is to cuff the I just need a cuff at the down part. That's all I need. So you can decide to mark out any measurement of your choice, but here I use 3 by 1.5. So I think it gives me what I want here. I hope you are getting it. Then the next thing I'm going to do now, because I want this place, so I'm just going to mark out half of this, which is 6 inches. Then I'll come in with 1 inches. So I just mark out half of that. Yes, this is 12, right? Then I get the half, which is 6 inches. I'm just trying to measure it again so that you will understand. Then I'm just going to cuff it. The same thing I did here, I'll do it at this part as well. Then I'm going to go ahead and cut it out. So this is all I need for this pattern of my bag making. See, this is I'm just trying to measure it again. So I have, what did I have here? I have 12 divided by 4 will give me 3 inches. So I'll just mark out 3 inches here. 1 2 3. No, I think 12 divided by 4 is it 3 inches? Yes, now it's 4. 1 2 3 4. Yes, it's 4. So I have, then I'll go ahead and mark out. Let me see, what did I mark out here? I think I mark out 2 inches. I'll mark 2 inches here. I'll go ahead and mark 2 inches here as well. Or maybe I should make it 2.5. Yes, so I just changed my mind. I just changed it to 2.5. So I'm going to take my ruler and mark it out. Can you see what I have here? So after you are done with your pattern, this is your pattern for the bag. The bag you are making, here is the pattern. So the same pattern you have here, you are going to repeat the same pattern on the second stay as well. So what I did, instead of me to start measuring it again, and this is it anyway, I just mark it out on the second paper and I roll it out. So what you are going to do now is to cut this, our stay that we cut earlier. You are going to cut it out on your fabric. Yes, you are going to cut it out on the fabric right now. That is what I'm trying to do. You're going to cut it out on the fabric. Just place it on your fabric and cut it out. But in this sense now, what you are going to do is that you are going to cut it out. You know, the stay we cut out is 2 pieces. In this sense now, you are going to cut this on the main fabric. You are going to cut out 4 pieces of it. Yes, just imagine, I just waste material here. It is well, just waste my material. So you're going to cut out 4 pieces of this on your main fabric. So this is it. So I already cut out the 4 pieces now. So I just use one stay to cut out 2 pieces. I use the other stay to cut out 2 pieces. Can you see? So this is 1 piece and this is the other piece now. So we are done with the body of the bag. Now, the next thing I want to cut out now I'm going to cut out the handle of the bag. So for the handle of the bag, I'm going to make use of 4.5. Is it 4.5? 4.5 by 18. I'm going to cut out 4.5 by 18. That is what I'm going to be using for the handle. So I'm going to cut this in 2 places. Yes, so I'm going to have my 4.5 by 18 inches. Then I'm going to trim off the excess because I just want 18 inches for the handle of the bag. Let me measure it out for us to see. This is it. So I'm going to cut it out now. So this is all I need. It's not even up to 18, 17.5, and this is 4.5. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just stitch it straight down. After stitching it, I'm going to turn it. I'll just stitch it straight down. After stitching it, I'll turn it and I'll bring it back for you to see what I have. So that is that about that. So the next thing I'm doing right now is the body, the main body. So just like I said that we are going to stitch the down part and both sides. Then you remember these lines that I make earlier. We are going to first stitch the straight line. The first straight line, then we will put our fiber inside. So it is after we are done with that. So let's put the fiber inside right now. So you start inserting your fiber inside, one after the other. So it is after you are done putting the fiber inside that you're going to sew the vertical line on the, or you are going to sew it together. So after done with that, we are going to remove the stay that we sewed together with it earlier. We are going to remove it. Then we'll go ahead and stitch the edges of this material in my hand. Just watch how I'm going to do that. Watch it carefully. So here is it. This is what I have after I'm done sewing it. I'm going to show you. This is it. I sew it vertical and horizontally. So that is what I did. So now the reason why I cut this two pieces for the lining. So I just have to cut it before I start joining the main body. I have to use the main body to cut the lining. So that's why I have the lining. Now this is it after sewing. This is how it's going to look like anyway when you are done sewing it. Like I said, that this one we are going to be putting our zip. We are going to be inserting our zipper inside this one. So all you need to do is to fix it. I'm going to be using the pin to pin down the I'm going to use the pin to pin down the zip before I go ahead to the machine and stitch it down. So this is it. This is what I have. So I'm going to go ahead and zip it up. I'm going to zip it up. So this is how when you fix your zip as it is now. I haven't stitched it down. I just pin it down just for you to see. So I'm going to go ahead to the machine and stitch it down. So when you stitch it down, this is how it's going to look like. Can you see? Before you proceed to the next step, this is how it's supposed to look like. So I'm done with that. And in the process of doing that, I remember that I haven't fixed the I forgot to fix the handle. I need to fix the handle before I fix the zipper. So I open it a little bit and insert the handle inside. I hope you understand how I do this. I hope you understand how I do this. So this is it. So I just decide to open the handle a little bit and pin down the handle. Just watch the tutorial carefully and you are going to get how I do it here. So I just pin it down. Then I'm going to repeat the same thing. Then but one thing I want you to know is that make sure that before you fix the handle, leave 1 inch and quarter. Depending on your choice, you can decide to leave just 1 inch. You can decide to leave 1.5 inches depending on your choice. So this is how I fix the handle. So this is it after I already fixed the zipper. So I fixed the zipper and I fixed the handle of the bag as well. I already fixed the zipper, and at this point I already fixed the handle of my handbag here. So the next thing we are going to do after you're already at this point is to fix the side of the bag. That is what is going to make the bag to stand on its own. So we're going to fix that right now. So let me open the zip for you to see. Let me open the zipper for us to see. So we are going to go ahead. Let me first open the zip first. This is the zipper, and you see, this is it. So what we are going to do now is that we are going to go ahead and measure the round circumference of this bag now. So let me show you how you're going to measure it. Just place it like this, just the way I'm measuring it. Just place it as shown, just like this. Can you see here? So we have 22. You just need to measure just one side of the bag, 22. So the second one too is going to give you 22. And this is what we already make. This is what we are done with. I make this just the way we. So the next thing here is what I just showed you. This is 6.5 by 22. So I have to show you how I get to what I showed you earlier, the side of the bag, how I get to that point. So all you need to do is to fold it like this. Then after folding it, just watch how I'm going to do it and just follow that procedure. So just come in a little bit, like 1.5 inches. Repeat the same thing for this side as well, just to give you that shape. You need this shape for the back to give you exactly what I have there. So this is what I have here. So the next thing I'm going to do now, normally I supposed to cut out another stay so that I can do my pattern. I just feel like let me just do it directly on the fabric using my chalk. So that's what I'm going to do. The reason why you need these two is because of the pattern you are going to be making. You know, for you to insert your fiber inside, so you need two pieces so that you can sew on each other. That's the reason why I said you should cut out 22 in two places. That is 44. So that is what I have right here. So I just decided to make it long instead of me to cut it in two places. So I just cut it longer. Then just try and make your pattern. What I'm making here is 3 inches apart, 3 inches apart. So I'm just going to mark out the straight line, then I'll go ahead and just let me measure it. This is 3 inches, like I said, is 3 inches apart. So the next thing I'm going to do right now is that I'm going to go ahead and mark also in the middle. So I want just 2 stitches. So that's why I'm doing it like this, so I can be able to get those 2 stitches at this part. So I'll go ahead to my machine, and first thing I'm going to do is to stitch it at the down part. I'm going to take any of the edge. I'll prefer to take this down part here. Then I'll just sew it. Like this. Just see, I'll sew it like this downward. I'll sew it like that. Then I'm going to sew this straight line first so that we can insert our fiber inside. After inserting the fiber and sewing it, this is what I have here. I just feel like since I already explained how you are going to go about it, then I'm just trying to measure it out again just to see what it gives me. I hope you are getting it. So this is what we have. We have 22 here. Now this also will give us 22. So let's just watch this place carefully so that by the time you want to make yours, it will be super easy for you to make. Like by the time you want to do your own, it will be super easy. If there is anything you don't understand in this tutorial, don't hesitate to ask any question. So you're going to place it just the way I'm placing it at this side. At this side here, you are going to place it on your machine and just sew it straight down. I'm going to do a little pleat at this place, just the way I'm doing it. Only this place, I'm going to add a little pleat here. Just trying to see how we're going to do that. I think it's okay like this. Yes, so we are going to just go to the machine and just stitch it straight down. I'm not sure if the pin can do this. I'm not sure of that. So I'll just stitch it straight down. I'm going to repeat the same thing for the second side as well. So this is what I have. After I'll stitch it straight down, I'll go ahead with this zipper side. Yes, I'll just repeat the same thing I did at this part. I'll repeat it. The same thing I did at this part, I'll repeat it here as well. Let me just go to the machine and do that. So this is it. This is what I'm trying to explain on the table earlier. So I'm done doing that here. I'm done doing both. So I'll go ahead and start stitching it. Just watch how I'm going to stitch it so that by the time you want to do yours, it will be super easy for you. Just go ahead and stitch it straight down, just how I'm doing it here. Just go ahead and do the same. So this is it. We are done with one side. So I'm just trying to open it for you to see how it's going to look like. Can you see? We are done with one side of it. So you are going to go ahead. So I just pull this inside. I just put that inside. The only I made a mistake here when I was sewing it. I supposed to open the zipper down. I was supposed to open the zip down, but I forgot to open it. So I just stitched this. Now for me to now open the zip, it was a wall. I don't have choice. I just have to open it too. So you are going to repeat this just the way we sew the other side. You are going to sew the second side as well, following the same procedure. So we are almost done with what. So this is it. Now after I'm done, I want to open the zipper. It was not that easy for me, but I later opened it. So this is it after I opened the zipper. So I'm going to turn it. I'm going to just trying to open the zip very well. Then I'm going to turn it outside. So this is how it looks after turning it. I haven't cut out the excess of the zipper, but I'm going to cut it out later on, sha. So this is how it looks like after I'm done turning it. This is how the purse is. Very beautiful. But we are not done yet with our bag making. We are not done yet because I haven't fixed the lining on it. I'm going to be fixing lining on it. So now what you need to do, use our lining. The same way you cut the main body, you are going to cut another fabric like that. Just the same way we cut the body, we cut 2 piece. In the body we cut 4 piece, if you remember, but in this sense now you just need just 2 piece because we are not putting any foam inside the lining again. It's because of the foam, that's why we cut that one that time. That's why we cut two piece of it. So all you need to do is to go ahead and just the same way we sewed the back, we are going to go ahead and do the same thing for the lining as well. We're going to repeat the same thing just like we sewed the side. After we are done putting zipper, just stitch this here, this place, just stitch it down. Yes, just like we did for the body. Stitch it down. After you are done with that, you are going to repeat the same thing for the second side as well. Yes, you are going to repeat the same thing here as well. And when you are done with that, just watch how we can you see what we have here? So this is how it's going to look like. This is what we have. So after fixing it on our purse, so I'm going to turn the purse outside again. I'm going to turn it back inside so that it will be super easy for me to fix the lining in. So I'm just going to fix the lining like this. So I'm going to turn this as well so that it will be so easy for me to fix. Just trying to arrange it. So I'm going to cut out the excess of the so I'll just place it just the way it is. Then I'm going to go ahead and stitch it down just like this. So I'm going to go ahead and stitch it down. So now, as it is now, it's only one side I just stitched down. It's only one side. So to stitch the other side, you can just wait and see how I'm going to do that. So after I'm done stitching one side, if I decide to stitch the other side inward, I won't be able. See how it is after stitching it down. If I turn it now, to be very, very neat, let me turn it for you to see. This is just one side of the bag. This is just one side as it is now. Here is just one side. So this is it. So let me cut the excess of the zipper. So I just cut the zipper out now. Now, if I decide to just stitch it like this, there won't be any space for me to turn it. If I want it to be neat. The mistake I made was that I supposed to have leave a space on the bag, on the lining. I supposed to have leave a space on the lining at the down part. That's where I'm going to bring the bag outside, but I've forgotten. So it's really give me a tough time before I'm able to like turn it neatly. So just watch how I'm going to do it, because I later did it, but it would have been better if I have leave a space on the lining to turn it later. So this is where I later leave to turn it outside. So what I later did here was I used my hand needle to do the finishing at this part, so that the bag will be very neat. So it's my hand needle I use. And after much work, after doing everything, this is what I got. I already used my hand needle to fix that place that I showed you earlier. And this is the inside of our handbag. Here is how the inside looks like. It's very beautiful and super easy to make. Cutting and sewing of this should not take you more than 30 minutes. I mean, cutting and sewing of this, it's not supposed to be more than 30 minutes. So after much work, this is what we got. And after I'm done, I feel like, okay, let me do a little bit design on it. So I decide to also add bead to the handbag. So I later had a little, just to spicy it up, I later decided to add bead to it. So if you enjoy this tutorial, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up so that YouTube will be able to show this particular tutorial to people that will need it, to the right audience, people that will watch it from beginning to the end. Don't forget to like this tutorial. Don't forget to leave your comments in the comment section, and don't forget to share this tutorial to people that you think they would love to see this beautiful tutorial. Thank you so much for watching my channel. God bless you. Bye.